Hey y'all, I'm Mandy, and this is the Eye Behind the Empire, where we talk about what's really going on behind your business. I'm a fractional COO and tech strategist who believes freedom starts with clarity, and if your back end's a mess, you'll feel it everywhere. Because what you can't see might be what's holding you back. Let's fix that. Hey, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of The Eye Behind the Empire, the premier podcast for CEOs building amazing businesses. So, I came across a job post recently that, on the surface, sounded great. High level role, strategic support, exactly the kind of thing that someone experienced would look at. Hell, I was looking at it. I was interested. I wanted to see what they were talking about. I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did because it brings us to this episode. So there I am looking at it, and I get to the compensation section, and my entire body went, nope. And it's not even because of the number, it's because of the language. In fact, at that moment, I realized that I was having this reaction inside of myself. And it made me step back and go, what is happening here? Because I felt it a little bit as I was reading through things. And then when I reached that section and I had like a full body, full chested nope, I went, okay, what is off here? Because it's just a job posting, like I've read a ton of these before, And so I discovered that it read like corporate hierarchy disguised as collaboration. And that's when I realized something important. The fastest way to repel high level operators is to position yourself as the boss instead of a business owner building infrastructure. So let's talk about the subtle red flags in, quote unquote, nice job descriptions. Because it was laid out well, like super organized, very well laid out, very nicely done. And it's rarely the obvious stuff that turns experienced people such as myself off. It's the undertones. The line in the compensation section that, really caused me to have this reaction, you could say, is the line opportunity to increase scope and compensation over time. That's not neutral language. It implies permission, evaluation, and control. It assumes the business owns the growth path. High level people don't need promises. We need clarity. Okay. And so there's employee language versus operator language. Now, I understand. I'm not upset with this person. Okay. Let me just say that. I'm not upset with this person. I don't think bad of them. It just made me realize that as a business owner myself and as business owners, we need to be aware of the things that we're putting out there, the language that we're using, how we're running our business. And a lot of us, probably most of us, came from corporate. So we still have some of those ideologies, some of the framing, and we just don't realize that we're doing it. And so I'm sharing all this with you because I want you to be aware, because you're going to hire people one day. Hell, I did this exact same thing when hiring for my tech operator. Now, I didn't have as nice of a job description as this was, as neatly organized and as nice and detailed and blah, blah, blah. I was very impressed with that. It's the language. And I used very similar language. And I'm looking back going, I'm not on a corporate path here. That's absolutely not where I'm going. So let's talk about that employee language versus operator language. So employee framing is, ladder, oversight, approval, future raises, ladder meaning LADDER, a ladder to climb. Operator framing means, or think of it as ownership, outcomes, scope, rates, autonomy. If you say you want someone senior, but talk like you're managing staff, you're sending mixed signals. And experienced people hear that immediately. So many founders, well, we're going to talk about the myth of I'm the boss in small businesses. I've worked with many, I feel like hundreds of clients in my time. And I've had some that very much want to have the I'm the boss and you're my employee mentality. And I've had others that, are rolling from the operator space, like what we're talking about here. So many founders unconsciously replicate corporate structures because, like I said, that's where we came from. That's what we know. That's what we're familiar with. And if we don't catch it, like I said, we unconsciously build it that way. And control often comes from insecurity, not leadership. 1,000%. I have seen that so many times. Founders being super controlling, and it was because they were insecure. They were not leaders. They were insecure as to what their business was doing and where it was going. Real leadership is about removing yourself as the bottleneck. You don't attract high-level support by positioning yourself above them. You attract them by building a structure that respects their autonomy. So let's talk about why this actually hurts you as a founder. Business to business owner. Over control limits who will work with you. I'm going to tell you right now, I do not work with over controlling people. I will not work with a micromanager. It's not going to happen because I know my shit and I know it very well. And I know what I'm doing, and I'm not going to have somebody hovering over me. That's just me. And I've had to let go clients because we did not align in that regard. And I know that those said clients are not doing well because they couldn't let go of control. If you're hiring somebody to work with you, notice what I said, work with you in your business, not work under you, not work for you. They're there to work with you. You are hiring them because they have a particular set of skills. If they do not have the particular set of skills that you need to help further your business, then why are you hiring them? Or if they are not able to grow into the set of skills that you need, then why are you hiring them? I mean, think about it. The two people that I have, most of the time I have to be like, hey, what are you working on? Because I don't even know, because I try to keep myself so far removed. I don't know what they're working on. There's shit. They just get shit, or I assign stuff and things get done, and it's great. It's great. We do not have regular meetings. I mean, maybe we could probably meet a little bit more, like once a month, just to be like, hey, what's up? Everybody's still good, but that's just not my vibe. It's just not my vibe. Senior operators self-select out early. This affects you and hurts you as a founder, because when they're reading your job posting, just like what happened today, I read that and went, nope, not going to happen. Absolutely not. I'm a senior operator. And then you end up with people who need more management, not less. You as a business owner, you as a founder, you as the visionary got enough shit going on. You do not need to be babysitting people. This is the real world. We're all adults here. And while, yes, it is all of our first time on this earth, if you want to run a business and you want to help other people run their businesses too, you need to have your shit together. You need to not need a bunch of oversight. Otherwise, maybe this space isn't for you. Just saying. If you keep hiring people, you have to manage closely. It's not a talent problem, it's a structure problem. Just saying. So what actually attracts us high-level operators? Clear scope, not vague truth. Rates tied to responsibility, not tenure. Mutual respect, not hierarchy. Outcome ownership instead of task lists. The people who can truly expand your business don't want to be managed. We don't. Not at all. We want to be trusted. Absolutely. And if they know their shit, it will be easy to trust them. Just saying. So if you're struggling to find the right support, take a look at the language that you're using. Because the words you choose tell people exactly how you see power, responsibility, and trust. And high-level operators don't argue with red flags. They just quietly walk away, which is exactly what happened today. If this hit you where it hurts, hit you a little bit, got you kind of wondering, I mean, it's just an honest conversation. It's just, my take on things. It's what I think. It's my reaction that happened to something today. Me being a senior level operator, and I just want what's best for you and your business. And I mean, I would love to have a further discussion on this with other people, kind of maybe what their job descriptions have been, what have they written out, what have they seen success with. But I can tell you right now that it being written in a way that comes across as corporate-ish that's not the vibe. It's not the vibe at all. Thank you for joining me today on The Eye Behind the Empire. Please like, subscribe, and share, and I will see you on the next episode. Thanks for listening to The Eye Behind the Empire. If today's episode helped you see your business more clearly, be sure to follow the show and share it with another CEO who needs it. And if you're ready to turn your hidden brilliance into operational freedom, visit illuminaops.com to learn how we can make it happen. Until next time, keep your focus clear and your empire aligned.